everybody. Welcome to a frigid West Virginia. It's 10 degrees out there. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2019, and this is my FlossTube episode number 79. If I can remember how to do this, it's been a while. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you're warm if it's cold where you are, and I hope you're cool if it's warm where you are. It's, like I said, freezing out there. It was 10 degrees last night, and we got about 3 inches of snow already, and that's kind of odd for this time of year, but temperatures are supposed to be cold, frigid cold the next few nights, and then it's gonna warm back up, and hopefully when it warms back up we can get some Christmas lights out, because we typically do it the last part of November on the warm days that we do tend to have, because in December it starts getting cold more uniformly, I guess. Hold on just a second. So how's everybody doing? Y'all all right? I haven't seen you since October 30th, and I hope everybody had a good Halloween. We had a wonderful Halloween. We drove about an hour and 15 minutes and met up with Connie from Count Twice Stitch Once. Count Twice Stitch Once, and her husband Greg, and had an absolutely wonderful, wonderful visit. Y'all, she is exactly the way she is on her FlossTube. She is so kind and sweet, and just fun to hang around. I really enjoyed hanging around with her. My husband and Greg got along famously. They had a lot in common, and we just had a wonderful visit. We met up at an antique store, and we shopped and found some wonderful things, and just enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And then we went to Ruby Tuesdays and had lunch, a wonderful lunch. They had a salad bar that would knock your socks off. So I just noticed the clothespins. I've got clothespins hanging here because when I do, when I decoupage something, I hang it from the dress form so that it can dry, because the heat vent's right there. Yeah, functional, right? Pretty and functional. But anyway, rabbit hole. Anyway, we had a wonderful lunch, wonderful visit, and just so nice to meet up with her. They're from Indiana, so odds are we wouldn't have been able to meet up, very often, if at all, with her being so far away. But she just happened to be traveling through, and I had an opportunity to meet her, so I was very excited about that. While we were at the antique shop, well, first of all, let me show you the gift that she brought me. Being Connie, she brought me this. And Connie, I've been really good. It's been 2 weeks and I still haven't cracked into this. Godiva chocolate. And look at this. Look at this little baby. This is Wendy the Witch from Mill Hill. And she is absolutely super adorable. She backed her with like a felt and then a magnet, so she's a magnet. Isn't that so cute? Just tickled to death to get this. So thank you, Connie. Thank you, Connie. Thank you for the wonderful visit. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the lunch. Thank you for everything. It was just wonderful. While we were at the antique shop, I did a little shopping, and I found a few really, really good things. I found this piece of crochet. It's a doily, but I want you to look at how stained and patinaed it is. Isn't it perfect? Look at there. It's absolutely perfect. It's old and it's just beautiful. This is what I like to use in my journals because they're stained and nobody's going to use them for their intended purposes. So they're just languishing. People pick these up in the stores, the thrift stores, and they're like, well, that's got a big stain on it. Well, that doesn't matter when you're journaling with them, because that's what you want. And it brings new life and gives them a new purpose, because otherwise nobody's going to pay them any attention. So that's why I love finding things like this. They had so much of this, so much everywhere, just tucked in, and it was hard to choose, but I love things like this. So I picked that up, and then Connie and I were in a booth, and she pointed out this box, and I got to looking, and I had seen these on some channels that I've been watching for my journaling, and I really was not very familiar with what they were. I had heard people talking about them, but there was a whole box of these. Are piano rolls. These are the rolls that you put into a player piano that played the music. I'll show you what they look like. This is Silver Threads Among the Gold. The songs for each one of them are on the roll, so you'll know what songs they are. This is what they look like. And they've got little spools on the ends of them. And they fit into the piano like this, and then they've got this threaded part that you thread into the piano. Well, when it feeds, the piano feeds it through, this is what causes the music. See the holes? Do you remember those little music boxes where the little metal fingers pluck the little like raised bumps? Well, it's the same concept for these. See? And the whole song is programmed onto this paper. And these are wonderful to use in journals because they're very vintage, and they've got the crinkle factor, and they're just wonderful. Again, these are languishing. They have very little use these days unless someone has an antique player piano, which, where are you going to, these are from the 1800s. Where are you going to find, I know they're out there, but you know, they can't. The few that are still remaining are not going to use thousands and thousands and thousands of these. So I'm going to give them new purpose. And there was a whole box of them. And Connie was holding them up, and she was looking at them too. And she would pull up. There's really patinaed ones like that. This is When My Baby Smiles at Me. And see, I can use that too. That part right there in my journal too. And see the little tag that pulls it through, and this one's white. See? Isn't that cool? She was holding them up, and there was green ones, and I looked at the box. The sign on the box said 50 cents each. 50 cents a piece. I looked at my husband and I said, "Can you just take that whole box up to the front?" So he did. He just looked at me like, what are you doing? And I said, "Just would you?" And he asked a question, so he just picked it up and took it to the front. And I got every one of them. There were 14 rolls. So I was so tickled to find these. These are amazing. Absolutely amazing. The boxes, a lot of them are torn up and not intact anymore, but some of them are in pretty good shape. So the boxes in themselves, the ones that are intact, are a pretty good score too. So tickled to death with that. I can't wait to go back to that store. There is so much. A lot of the things, what it is it's they sell booths, and then people come and set up their own booths, right? So some of the people are extremely outrageous on their prices, way over retail, and then some people are very reasonably priced. And then some booths, if they've decided they want to do a closeout and move their booth or move it somewhere else, or just stop doing it, they'll have sales for that booth, 50% off or 40% off. You gotta, just look and check, and you can get some really good bargains. 50 cents a roll for that. That is fabulous. Okay, I'm gonna move this up a little bit. All right. So that was my trip to meet Connie. Absolutely wonderful day. I've been working on some cross stitch since I saw you last. So let me show you what I've gotten done. This is Quaker Oz by RETM. And I'm doing this as a stitch along with Mel, Patchy Pony Stitcher. Hi, Mel. She's in almost summertime now. So it's amazing. She's been posting pictures of her horses and wonderful. But anyway, she and I are doing this together, and I messaged her the other day and I said, let's get it done before the end of the year. Are you up for it? And she said, absolutely. So we're going to push and finish these by the end of the year. I borrowed this chart from Stephanie at Just Keep Stitching, and I want to get her chart back to her. So I want to finish this up by the end of the year. So here's where it was the last time you saw it, just in the section that I've been working. And I put in 1,154. I have no idea what that was. 1,154 stitches into this one. And here's where it is now. The whole thing. And this is the area that I've been working in. I finished the tree with the apples. I used the Etoile for the apples, so they sparkle. I know you can't see, maybe, don't know. The Tin Man is done, and the Cyclone and the house, I've still got a little bit more work to do in here because there's more Cyclone around it. But that's what I've gotten done so far. 1,154 stitches. So I got to put the wing on the monkey. I've got the right brown now, or gold, to put his wing on. And there's something goes here, a little Quaker motif, but not really that much more to go. So I got to put Emerald City in. That's Quaker Oz by RETM. I also got some work into Evergreen Lane by Blackbird Designs. I'm doing the Anniversaries of the Heart series with all of them on one piece. And I'm still plucking cat hair from my pieces. I'm telling you what, I've got to the point where I just stitch it in. This thing is sliding in it. It's just slowly sliding down. This is the whole piece. I'll show you the whole piece. So I'm on Evergreen Lane. This is my 4th block. My goal was a block a month, but since I am really focusing to try to get a couple pieces finished by the end of the year, I'm not going to worry about that for November and December, but I am going to start that back, hopefully, first of the year. So this is where it was the last time you saw it. And I put in 602 stitches into this one. So there's where I am now. I did change the color up. I want this house. This is my sister's block. She was born this month in November. And this is for her. And so I changed the color of the roof because I want the house to look like my grandmother's house, because she and my grandmother were very, very close. So the house that I'm actually living in now. So I wanted her block to have Grandma's house. And to remind her that it was Grandma's house first and not my house. So that's the reason. So there I am on that, 602 stitches in the tree, the roof, and the porch. So that's Evergreen Lane. The next piece I worked on was Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. And I started this one. When did I start this one? I started this one with Jen Lee. Can't remember. Oh, it was one of the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, I think. She started this, and I started it with her. This is where it was the last time. I had only had the border. And I've gotten 601 stitches into this one. And I got 2 spools and a little bit of a dog. put in. I don't like the color of the collar that is charted, so I'm going to be changing that. 601 stitches on that. And you'll have to excuse me, I've got to fix this. It keeps slipping. Sorry, I had to practice a little bit. And the last piece that I worked on is Old Faithful Map of Hawk Run Hollow. I promise you all, not much longer. Bear with me. This is where it was the last time in the section that I'm working. Lots of progress in on this puppy. And I've been working on the hawk. 1,293 stitches. This hawk kicks my butt. He's still not done. Lots and lots of solid stitching in here. This is all stitched. It's the same color as the fabric, but that's all stitched. And I'm not putting the black around his eye until I finish him, because that's what's going to make him pop. And I want to wait till the last to do that. So I've still got to bring this black up a little bit. The border is right here, the top border. And I've got to fill in these little feathers. And this is all filled in here, but got to fill in these and all these, which is going to be a little tedious. Then I'll move over here. There's a little house that sits here, I think, and an orchard goes here, the rest of the border. So this one will be finished by the end of the year. I'm not carrying this one into 2020. I'm determined. This one's going to be done. I'm not tired of working on it. I love every single stitch that I've put into this piece. I might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm really not. I love this piece, and I'm going to miss it. I really am. But I'll have it framed and put it up so I can look at it all the time. But I will be working on Village after this one. I've already started Village, so that's my next hawk run that I'll be working on in 2020. So there's Map. Since I saw you last, 3,650 stitches. So I've been stitching quite a bit. 3,650 stitches. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I got a couple pieces of Happy Mail that I wanted to share with you. Now, this is, I got an envelope from Patience. Hi, Patience. Patience is, a lot of you know her, is Stitchin' 304. Well, 304 is West Virginia's area code. So she's in West Virginia. And she and I, we chat, and I just adore her. She's a sweetheart. She went thrifting. I'm reading what she wrote me. She went thrifting and she found an old sewing basket with many lovely things inside, she said. She was digging through and she came across what she sent me. She said as soon as she saw it, she knew that it needed to come to me. This, the first thing, is a receipt from October 4th, 1950. It's very faded, but you can make it out. Look at there. It's an old receipt. She sent me some, in these two bags. She said they had buttons in them, but she kept the buttons, but she sent me the bags. And trust me, they're gold. Look. Look. That will make an absolutely wonderful, two wonderful pockets. Tuck spots. And look at this one. Look at this. The Hello Shop. Look at that. Is that not the Okay. It is a greeting cards and distinctive gifts, jewelry, and party goods. American greetings, this very special way to remember. This is Home Sweet Home. Now let me read you what it says on the back. Kindness is made of little things. I don't know if I can do this without crying, but I'm going to try. Kindness is made of little things, a friendly hello, a cheery word, making a special day more special. And these things in life mean a lot to all of us. remember someone today with a sunny, lighthearted American greetings card. Your kindness will never be forgotten. Isn't that sweet? I love that. And then she said, Trish at Threads Entwined, she had ordered from her, and this was inside that, her package, and she saved that for me, this little tissue paper, which is gold, absolutely gold. Thank you so much, Patience, for sharing those wonderful things with me. Wonderful. I have been playing with my journals. I have been making some covers. I've been making some ephemera. I have been really, really enjoying it, and I hope to be able to share some of that soon on my other channel. But I am very excited about that. That tissue paper is going to be beautiful. I also received a card from Daylene. So grateful. And I have to tell you what this lady says. She takes pictures. This is actually her stitching. She makes cards from pictures of her stitching. Look at this sampler. Look at that sampler. Daylene, it's amazing. Shakespeare's Peddler, Jane Pettison sampler. She stitched that this year. Isn't she gorgeous? She wrote me the sweetest note, and I have to tell you, I've been struggling with some things this past couple months, and she started her note off with this. The circle of wellness is supported by both movement and stillness. The circle of wellness is supported by both movement and stillness. Think about that. I found that very profound, because our hobby is very sedentary. We sit to do our hobby, and you got to remember to get up. You got to remember to move. You got to remember that you can't sit on the couch all day long and stitch. You have to move your body, because if you sit and stitch all day, every day, you're not going to be healthy. So just remember that. Balance. It's all about balance. And I struggle with balance a lot. So one of my goals in 2020, got to get that under control. So thank you, Daylene, for that sweet card. Thank you for that sentiment, because it really hit home with me, and I really appreciate it. Sometimes somebody can say something that's just so profound that it just changes your whole thought process, you know. And Daylene's done that several times with me. She's so inspirational. I can be having the worst day, and I could just turn her on, and instantly I'm uplifted. Instantly. She has that spirit that's just, she's thankful to be alive. She's thankful for every minute she has. And we can all learn from that, you know. So thank you, Daylene. I really appreciate it yet again for you inspire me constantly. I love you, sweetheart. I do. Okay. I also got my Lady Dot finishing pack for, I don't know if this is November or December. I think it's December. Let me show you. This one's called Holiday Twist. This is from Crazy Annie's. And let me show you what's inside. Y'all. This, I'm not going to try to take it apart. I'm just going to show you. There are 3 pieces in here that are absolutely, I want you to look at this color. This is the most beautiful raspberry color. There's a piece of lace. There's a piece of chenille. And then a piece of cotton cording. Look at that. I don't know. I don't know what to say. There is this To Die For mint green. There's a piece of trim and a piece of chenille. Look at that together. 2 pieces of velveteen. Again, I'm going to show you 15 times. Look there. And in our little finishing pack, I'm not going to take this stuff out, but I'll just spread it around so you can see it. You hear that? Jingle bells. It's the holidays. There is a button. This little wooden button. Pretty mother of pearl. Some pins and some jingle bells. Lots of goodies. Lots of goodies. Holiday twist. Fabulous. Words fail me. That's like candy. It is. It's like candy. It's like you can't eat it, but it's almost as good as being able to eat it. It's just candy for your eyes. Love it, love it. I also ordered from Miss Teresa at Diddly Daddle Designs. She has project bags that are to die for, and I'm hooked, line, and sinker for her bags. I adore her bags. I ordered a Christmas one from her. Y'all, look at that. Poinsettias. And her little covered button. Look at there. She fussy cuts those and makes those little covered buttons. On the back, it's just the poinsettia fabric. And the inside. That screams Christmas. It screams Christmas. So I haven't put anything in it yet, but there'll be a Christmas start that lives in this. Thank you, Teresa. Teresa, I can't tell y'all how sweet that girl is. I got to meet her at Cindy's retreat. Ah, wonderful lady, wonderful lady. All right, let's play some bingo. If I can find the... Oh, there it is. Y'all, I'm out of practice. Like I say. All right, let's draw some bingo words for the week. Oh. Last week, there was a mix-up with the numbers, right? So, harvest and turkey, both. If we're going to do 4 words for last week. Since I messed it up, harvest and turkey are good words for last week. So there's 4 words for last week. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to double check the words before I put this out there. So hopefully that won't happen again. So the first word for the week is number 36, silver bells. 36 silver bells. The second word is number 18, Black Friday. Number 18, Black Friday. And the last word for the week is number 33, Christmas. Number 33, Christmas. So number 33, Christmas, 18, Black Friday, and 36, silver bells. So good luck. I'm sorry for the mix-up again, but everything should be straight now. So that's bingo. Okay, Fat Quarter Shop. Now let me first remind you about the Bloomtopia Stitch-Along. If you've not checked that out yet, go over there. I will link it below. And it is for a good cause. It's a charity stitch-along that starts in January. And it's, no, it starts in February 1st. It's a beautiful little chart, and it's very springy and very colorful and gets you in the spring mood. So be sure to go over and check out that. Now, they sent me a new pattern that I wanted to show you. It's called, one of their new ones, it's called Bringing Home the Tree by Lori Holt. And let me show you what this one looks like. It's so cute. Look at this. Bringing Home the Tree. Isn't that adorable? It is 128 by 98. So it's about a medium project. Not too bad. And it calls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors. DMC and RE Floss conversions on the back. This one's the model stitched on 14 count Aida by Fabric Flair, white silver sparkles, and it fits in an 8 by 10 frame and stitched on 14 count. So, isn't that cute? So, let's have a drawing. Let's have a drawing. I will share this chart with a winner next week. And in order to be eligible for this chart, what I would like you to do is tell me, do you use an artificial Christmas tree or do you have a real one? Do you have a real tree or an artificial tree? We do both. Some years we do an artificial one, and some years we do a real one. We just kind of alternate, not in any official schedule, but if we feel like getting a real one. When I was a little girl, we actually went into the woods and cut our tree every year. And those memories are, I wish my children had those memories. Unfortunately, things have changed. You can't go to the woods and cut trees now. Things have changed. But my kids have memories of going to tree lots and getting trees. So they still, it's a family affair. We always go the weekend after Thanksgiving and get the tree. Since I've retired and things have just been nuts with the remodeling and everything, I've just gotten a nice artificial tree that I'll probably use again this year, and then next year we will probably get a real one. So, but I have a really nice artificial one that I'll be using, but I love a real tree. There's nothing like the smell. They make those little icicle stick things that you can stick in or on the tree, and they make it smell like pine. But there's just nothing like the smell of a real tree, through the season. And I'm just, that's my favorite part. Other than seeing my kids smile, my favorite part of Christmas is sitting with it snowing outside with my cross stitch, watching football and the Christmas tree on, and having a glass of wine. That is heaven on earth to me. Literally heaven on earth to me. So, do you have a real one or do you have an artificial one? If you have a special memory of a Christmas tree from your past, tell me about that. I'd love to hear it. I'm not the world's best at replying to comments. I'm really not, and I apologize. That's something that I severely lack in. But know, please, that I do read all of your comments. I read every single comment that you put on my videos. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's not that I do read them. I need to get better about hearting them to let you know that I've read them, but I do read them all. So tell me about your tree, your favorite memory of your tree, and whether or not you use an artificial one or a real one. And I will put you in the drawing for that Bringing Home the Tree next week. Plans. I've been working on my new 2020 planners, getting them set up. I'm all set up for those and excited about that. This is the time of year where I try to figure out what I want to carry into 2020 with me as far as whips. And I've been giving some thought to that. I am not one of those stitchers who likes to plan what I'm going to start next year. I don't like to do that because I like to just wing it. If I feel like starting something, I'm going to start it. If I feel like, I don't like having my year planned out as far as what I'm going to stitch. I carry into the year things that I hope to finish. I hope the whips that I have on January 1st won't make it, as whips into the following year. I hope I have hopes that they're all finishes, but that, that just doesn't happen, a lot of the time. So I have goals for the end of the year. Before the end of the year, I want Matt finished, I want Oz finished, and I want my last 2 Mania starts finished. So those 4 pieces will not be carried over if I can help it. If I can at all help it. I've been giving some thought to my Mania plans. And this year I adored doing the smaller projects, the ornaments. I loved that because I was able to get, out of 16 I started, I have 14 finished. So I really, really like doing that, and I'm considering doing that again because those are little pieces that I can just knock out and get that feeling of that instant gratification of, I may do that again. I honestly may do that again. I may do that again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but other than that, I'm not planning on planning any starts for next year. I'm just going to do what I want to do. That's what I do. So I'd like to leave you with this. It goes along with what that little bag from American Greetings said. When I had a tooth pulled a couple weeks ago, and when I went in the office, the dental assistant did the X-ray, and that was the weirdest thing. It's like a big machine you step into, kind of like a mammogram machine. It's what it looked like, but it plays music and everything. It's really crazy. So, and it talks to you, and things have just changed. But anyway, the dental tech that was doing my X-ray, I was having a particularly good hair day that day. I mean, I don't know what happened. It was a fluke because that doesn't happen. But I was having a good hair day, and she said, "You've got really pretty hair." And you know what? I mean, that just absolutely made my day. That absolutely just lifted me up, and I mean, I was just like, that is so nice, you know. She had beautiful hair too. She really did. But that one little thought that she shared with me just absolutely made my day. So what I would like to challenge you, the holidays are coming up, things are busy, things are crazy. There's a lot of craziness out there. You go to a store, people cut you off, they're rude to you, you know, they're all in their own little worlds. It seems like nobody is very interactive anymore. They're all just there to get what they need done, and you know, you're not any kind of thought in their world, right? What I'd like to challenge you to do is take the time. If you see, you know, don't lie to people. I'm not asking you to lie to people, but if you see somebody with a blouse on that you really like, or shoes, or you know, you think somebody's really pretty that day, you know, that you see her and she's really pretty, you know, just say something. Just say something nice to a stranger. Just say something nice. Just one stranger. Just one stranger. Just say, I just wanted to say I really like those shoes, you know, or, oh, I love your shoes. You know, women need to build other women up. We do too much tearing down. We need to build each other up. And if you can, you never know. Like she absolutely, she had no idea how she affected my day by telling me she liked my hair. She had no idea, right? You have no idea how you're going to affect somebody's day by just a little sentence saying something kind, right? So I challenge you, every time you're out, you know, come out of your world and notice somebody else and say something kind, because it goes a long way. It really does. So I will leave you for now, and until I see you again, I got a slideshow for you. Happy stitching.